Well, hopefully I'm live now. You can hear me. Oh God, dude, I'm down in the trenches, man. It's been rough. Um, a lot of technical problems, lots and lots of technical problems. But hopefully we're doing it. You know, quick update, I guess. This Friday, the other morning show, Jimmy Blakely will be on. Um, I don't even know where to begin. The immigrants talk about Trump and the birthright. You know, we've been warning about the dictatorship coming. Every little move now is nothing more than basically tit and that. Hey, what's up? Miami in the house. The problem is, unfortunately, now the clock is escalating. All right. Brazil, I've been warning you all about Brazil. More news about it will be coming up shortly. But the long of it is, or the short of it is, they just elected their Trump version. All these countries are getting uh, nationalized. Okay, I warned you about Merkel. Was the last thing holding off the basically the conservative West domination of the whole Western diaspora, and she's going to be gone. She's not even seeking re-election, so everything's really accelerating. But other than that, I say 15%. Oh, my car insurance. No, but seriously, guys, lots of good stuff coming down. Brother Abdullah is here. Not like here, but he's around. I'm going to be hollering at him, so I should be bringing him live on a special report. Also, we're going to we're just going to really push as much content as we have. I know Dimebag has been getting scrutinized for his content that he's been putting out on his channel. I guess he's all in. I guess once they ban you, you see, guys, whenever you get banned and you do this a lot, it does something to your mind. You're just like, fuck it, or else you're like, oh shit, I just stop, you know. Whereas me, I just learned the rules and I just stay right there on the edge, just right there on the edge, because of the fact that these things have to be talked about. We need to have an honest and open dialogue about what's really going on around here as far as um, our nation. And I say ours because it is each and every one of you who can vote and actually have to say so. No, seriously, all Americans are U.S. citizens, are people who are occupying this land, whatever. If you have another country to row to, more power to you. I'm really happy for you. But if you're like me and millions of others, and this is basically all you got, on this whole planet, I think it's pretty easy to determine what we need to do. Oh, those people were drinking beer. That was somewhat illegal. But, hmm. So, um, 3 minutes into it, I can tell you guys, the four folks that's listening, what I've been working on. And I was going to make a special report on it, but I don't know if I even want to dick around with it. But it's basically Operation Stingray. Uh, it's almost like Operation Echelon, but on a more localized level. But basically, we should all know that there are devices out here that can steal your credit card information, steal your phone, and all that. But that all was basically organized by Black Ops. And I guess they contracted the shit out. Now it's out there on the streets. What else? More depressing shit. Oh, this is what I want to say. I wanted to say about the bomber. I don't think none of the times I've tried to record this and it actually made it out here. But the thing about the bomber that upset me the most was the fact that the people at the post office actually had to pick that device up and put it in a bin and sort it out. What if that thing would have blew up in that dude's hand or woman's hands, and or blew up back there in the machine somewhere? How we had to get a ring on all these, and we know who they are, you know, these types who are cringy and fringy. Okay. Now, this is the bit that was when I was talking to my international friend. I can't really say his name because he lives in a part of the world that's, let's just say, is rather restrictive on communications. And he told me something that I did not really think was true. He said that our country basically doesn't have a missile shield. You know, we have installations around certain cities, Washington, D.C., Chicago. We have some around San Francisco. And then most of our Air Force bases and Army bases that are continental, we have, also have some. All right. But there's two problems with it. One, where I'm at and where you're probably at, if you're in the United States listening to me, you're open duck, dude. We're sitting ducks. We're pawn sacrifices. We're the next major deal waiting to happen. Because instead of building this fucking wall, we need to be building a fucking nationwide missile defense system. Something that can operate on minutes, not, or seconds, not minutes, rather, seconds instead of minutes. Because now that China has developed and has successfully sonic missile, all they have to do is strap that son of a bitch on a fishing boat, strap that son of a bitch on one of their numerous submarines, and it's over. You know, and we might not be able to even counter. Because unfortunately, like our Trinity bombs and their silos, what are those? Not the Patriot missiles. Oh my God, they're the ICBM of ours, but it's like the missiles held together with pressure, and it has to be pressurized. Well, if you theoretically popped off a nuke above that, that could throw off that system, and then you'll have a Trinity bomb explosion secondary. It's like we'll be taken out with our own, sure fucking ammo, and that's not cool. Listen, we need to start mobilizing and getting our Congress and our state to demand missile protection for all U.S. citizens. You know, that deal that happened in Hawaii was just a test. If they rang the sirens, oh shit, it's a missile. Oh, no, it's not. All right. Well, the sad thing about, even if it was an inbound missile, they didn't even, as long as we have some, those missile boats out there that can shoot down missiles, Aegis or whatever, you wouldn't have shit to stop it. You know, I don't want to be sitting here giving you a broadcast and you guys just see a little fucking trail in the background. And it gets like right there, but way back there and just detonates, That'd be bullshit, dude. Hopefully I probably get a million hits, but, it'd still be bullshit. So, all I'm saying is, and this is a tough pill for me to swallow, man. We might want to come together and maybe tamp down the Civil War aspect of it and best prepare for this world war that's coming our way. There's no two ways about it at this point. Even if we was to overlook Honduras, dumping the dollar, something that Iran, or Iraq rather, and Libya try to do with dire consequences. If we overlook that. Even if we overlook, the European Union basically becoming Nazi. Just straight up conservative, hateful, and, they don't have the love that you may think they do for the United States of America. All right. And even if we overlook China's technological leap in bombs, now we already know that they have a history of having, look at my new gun, and the shit falls apart. Okay, we get that, but it's getting better. The one thing you cannot overlook, and that's, I think it's too late as well. It's the colonization of China, of Africa. They can't overlook that. Because, one of the things they worked right in the movie Black Panther is Africa has a lot of untapped resources. Or let's just say underutilized resources. Well, just look the fuck around, man. Basically everything around here in some way, some of the resources they're getting from the continent was aided in the manufacture of said product, and the wealth. So that in itself. But it's really gonna be this oil thing. And you guys might like, what oil thing? The oil thing that's coming, and I have to get more information on that, and I have to verify with my source that it's cool, because there's so much shit floating around. Oh my god, guys! I mean, I'm not scared to talk anymore because I already realized that, for one, I'm not saying anything that's not publicly known, but two, I don't want to be demoralizing. There it is. I don't want to be demoralizing because we have to have hope. That's it. We have to. Seriously. Because anything goes. And what I mean by we, I'm talking about the United States citizenry. Guys, you just don't realize this midterm election is extremely important on a lot of local reasons and also national. Okay. But unfortunately, over the overall thing of it, it doesn't mean nothing. The things, it's already set into fucking motion. This thing, it's already set into motion. All right. That's why I keep on. That's why I keep on with the. You guys get ready. Get those antibiotics stacked up. Get your little kits ready to go. Especially my brothers and sisters in urban areas. Once again, and even people in the rural areas. I'm trying to, and I need to give up a number. Damn it. I don't have it on me. I don't want to get it just yet. I'll try to put it in the link. But we need to, I'm asking anyone who are living in the deep country, very extreme rural areas. Yes, we definitely pray to contact me so that we can start coordinating routes for different people. I mean, if you live in different states, I'll link you up with other folks in your state and things, because I didn't want to talk about this, but you guys heard about the smoke on Mars, right? And I don't know if you guys remember when I had that discussion when Professor Griff was on the show. And he was saying there's more planets out here than we know. Yes, we're gonna broadcast this Friday, DT, and we going we need to keep track. And I'm definitely gonna try to call John Lear and get John Lear back on the show. But I want to talk more about the space thing. But down to Earth now. I need anyone who has farmland or some sort of water access, something that we can start farming. I guess, like, damn it, the other plan, man. We have to have our own plan, dude. We have no fallout shelters collectively. We have no, I don't really have faith in the first responders. Katrina, other disasters taught us what's that's all about. But we have to start banding together and linking together so that if you're out there in, say, Wyoming, or if you're in northern New Mexico, northern Arizona, up there, kind of like in the mountains, or in Colorado, or even parts of Missouri, and definitely in Virginia and North Carolina, South Carolina, Alabama, Georgia. We all have to start linking up. We have to start looking at the country, like, look at the damn it, pull up Google Earth, pull up your home, and then just draw like a 500-mile circle. Man, there's just all kinds of critters on me, dude. Fucking spider, fucking bee. And we have to start linking up. No, seriously, we have to start emailing each other. We have to start understanding various routes to get to each other. We have to have, we need 3 mustering points or rallying points First, you need your local one, ones that you and your neighbors in event of emergency can kind of congregate in. You know, a big open field, someplace where you can be putting tents and shit up, and start formulating a plan to get to the regional um, stronghold. All right, and the regional stronghold will be where, that would be like kind of like the central hub. But then we need a secret stronghold, and this will be for um, more defensive purposes. Because after it's all said and done, man, until there's a fucking tank in your front yard, you're still free. Until there's fucking drones flying over your house, dropping fucking various biological agents on you, you're still free. I say all this to let you guys know that this isn't a game. This isn't Bill Carson is a good one to reach out to as well. Billy Carson, I'll check him out. We need to get on board, man. You may wonder why I fly this here, right? Well, I've had personal family members die for that. I had them fight for that as well. I know that a lot of what has happened here in this country is because of people's ignorance and hatred. But that flying, it's just a piece of cloth with some designs on it. But it's more, though. It is truly more. What Trump is suggesting, who would be, if you're not born into this, or you don't take an oath to become neutralized, to become down with this, then how do you know who's loyal to that? That's just something to think about. I know some people fucking burn this son of a bitch down, this racist, sexist, misogynist piece of shit. Burn this motherfucker down. I know. But that's not going to work. That's not going to work. I say let's fix this motherfucker. All those motherfuckers who are down with other shit. What's up with the caravan thing? Well, DT, if you remember, about 5 months ago, it's another, remember 5 months ago when Trump deployed those troops, there was another caravan coming up? Because they're trying to sneak in these fucking bombs and agents using the people coming up. Now, also, and this is, now that's a side note, but the reality is Honduras, Guatemala, the places that these people are coming from, are fucking ate the fuck up, dude. I mean, the whole damn country is this like the murder zone. People are just dying left, and people get sick. Your mom, your dad, you try to make a little peanut store, or heaven forbid, you're a taxi cab driver in Guatemala. You're just sitting there chilling. Boom, boom. You get a fucking cell phone, and motherfucker tells you if you don't answer this cell phone, they're gonna fucking plug you. If they don't plug your motherfucking family. Guess what? Oh boy, answer the cell phone. Motherfucker's like, you gotta bring me like 2,000 euros or 1,200 euros. Now, the key there, guys, and this is the trick, is not you better bring me 2,000 American dollars. Do you see what I'm saying now? Do you see how even in extortion, everything's starting to go to the euro or other foreign currencies? The dollar's not king anymore. If this dollar's not king anymore, holy shit, man. What happens when our economy collapses? Because when you ever listen to reports, fucking WASP, they're always talking about the confidence in the market. All right. It's a matter, of course it's a matter of national security. It was a matter of national security back in 1913 when they gave it over to the Federal Reserve. It should be the U.S. Treasury and the U.S. Mint making our money, not a private corporation. But that's a whole topic for another discussion, because we didn't have that corporation, then, World War II, World War I, and all that good shit probably wouldn't have happened. And we wouldn't have all these draconian laws tied to our freedom. Because at the end of the day, don't forget, we had to have a huge military. Why? Because if we don't have a huge military, somebody else with a better military would conquer us. Well, who funds all the military spending to begin with? It was the Rothschilds, Rockefeller. So when Hitler was talking about the Jews basically corrupting of his time, corrupting the situation, in essence, he was right because it was followed by the Great Depression. So I only say that to let you know that the thing that we're up against is tied to that beast. Look, there's some things that are going to happen. Even if you know about it, it's going to happen. But then there's some things, the Jews, no, and once again, the Jews that I'm talking about are the Ashkenazi Jews. They're basically the the European Jews that were converted into Judaism. Oh, that's a long, convoluted story, but I said it before on past shows, so the listeners know exactly what I'm talking about. You guys know that we have to understand that when we use religion and we mix that into the equation, there are religions that are at the core basically, racist, sexist, misogynist, whatever you want to call it is, and that's just what it is. And if you try to go against said religion, well, then, bad things happen. I mean, fuck, you just could be walking down the street and fucking who knows what could happen. All right, but and there's always a but. You know, those people have restraints to a certain degree until they're totally turned loose. They have restraints, and you have to remember that. Okay, so not everything's bad. All right, not everything's bad, and certainly not every Jew's bad. Certainly not every Muslim's bad. Certainly not every Christian's bad. Certainly not, dare I say, even every Satanist is bad, or every agnostic or Hindu. Hopefully, I didn't forget anybody. A Buddhist, a Sikh, um, you know, anybody. I don't know. Enough of all that, because the bombs that I'm talking about are going to be coming our way. They're not going to care what religion you are. They'll still mangle your fucking flesh the same way. All right. Biological agents that have you twitching and all that. It doesn't matter. You can pray all you want. It's still going to wipe your ass out. So I just want you to understand that it's in your best interest if you want to survive this thing. Now, if you're cool, and this is honestly where religion really has to one up. All right. If you're totally cool and at peace with your religion and your faith and you're ready to peace out, well, cool. You're going to soon have a great opportunity to do just that. And you can go to your nirvana, your heaven, your Ragnarok, whatever you need to go. All right. But for those of you who are kind of on the fence still and you kind of want to, maybe survive this thing and go on, your best bet, and once again, it's unity. What's up, Cobra? Bet is unity. Other than that, what's coming down, brothers and sisters, it's not going to be pretty. Now it's just talking about what's the happenings, what's been going on, with Trump and the birthing. By the way, and I'm gonna say a couple of other things too, but as far as what makes you a United States citizen, it should be if you're born on this motherfucker to parents who came from this motherfucker. All right, as long as your mom and dad, or your mom or your dad, was an American citizen, you should be an American citizen. All right. If you're a French chick, you came in here with a French baby wilding into Lahore, and you get off the plane, you drop that, that crescent row, then that's a French baby. Just happened to be born here. We still shouldn't turn you away. We will not turn you away. We'll still treat you, but that's just a French baby. All right. Now let's just throw this out there though. Let's say you're a black chick. You just went to let's say South Africa. Oh, you just wild off the boat or the plane. Oh my God! And you dropped this beautiful baby boy. All right. Well, he's an American citizen. He just happened to be born in wherever. He came out. In other words, if you come out of American pussy, no matter what a part of the planet you're on, you're an American citizen. All right. If you was basically formed using American-made sperm, then you're an American citizen. All right, but no more should be just because you know you hop the right plane, you landed in Chicago, you get food stamps, welfare, a hotel, right? No, 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 no. All right. So that's neither here nor there. All right. I can almost agree on that. Now, the people who are actually marching up, that wave of people, I say fuck it. What, 15,000 of them? There's 350 million of us. I say every able bodied male in that whole entourage to the Marine Corps, Army, Air Force, Coast Guard. Every last one of them, 8 year sign up. At the end of that 8 year, upon completion, you are a U.S. citizen. If you don't complete it, then you're going right back to Honduras. The able-bodied males, all right. The women and children and elderly, you know, if you're old enough and you can hobble down those mean streets of Mexico to get up to here, okay, you will you'll come in because we're talking about like another small city added to basically a state, of old people and women. All the men of fighting age are in our armed services. If they don't want to join up, then they got to go. Part of that, being in the service, they have to learn English, obviously. That's their primary language. And I think it would help. I think it would give them an opportunity to get away from the murdering and that, and it would help us meet our recruitment goals. And it would, show us, the American citizen, that they are indeed down with that. You know what I mean? So I think it's very simple, but can it really be politicized? Yeah, absolutely. You know, because you're gonna hear people talking crazy, like probably Megyn Kelly if she has a mouthpiece anymore. I don't mind if they were coming in from Sweden or blah blah blah, but no, no, because I don't think that we should be a country that turns away elderly. I don't think we should be a country that turns away women and small children. And I don't even think we should be a country that turn away men. To give a shout out to the MGTOWs out there. But we have to have some assurances that these men ain't just coming up in here acting crazy. That's why they'll be underneath the watchful, tender eye of the military. And that will be that for 8 years. And then when they come out, 8 years, dude, they'll be able to speak English. They would have a GI Bill. They would have an occupation underneath their belt. And they should have all of our respect and admiration for serving the armed forces, not the military, but the armed forces, in service to our nation as we as the citizens fix our nation. And it'll be just that simple. It's not that complex. Also, this might just be a good time for us to really have that conversation. Is it time to stop playing games and just start making the whole wide world America, the United States? Seriously, start with Iran, Iraq, finally grab up Puerto Rico, make them a state, and just keep it going. And then when we fight, we'll be fighting for new territory. And then once we can't gain the new territory, all these fucking crooked ass corporations can go in there without the IMS, mind you. We can do this independent of the IMS and all those other global institutions. We can do this all in-house. But then people will be like, well, oh my God, what about the international community? Won't there be some blowback? I'm telling you, the international community is about ready to stick the old dagger in our backs anyhow. At this point, it's almost a matter of self-preservation to do this. It's sort of like the Manifest Destiny 2.0. It's not just from coast to coast. It should be from east to west and north to south. Like the whole damn globe, now that we know it's truly not flat. But then, unfortunately, the biggest people who have a problem with that, and I'm not talking about the ethics actually go out there murdering people and conquering their land, but it'll be the people who actually plan our wars. The people who have paid all the research and development, basically the global bankers and global think tanks, they'll really have a problem with that plan because that pushes them out the way. In other words, guys, we're fucked. Either way you look at it, I'm not even being, you know, like wild about it, but we're really fucked. There's At this point, it's laughable to think that people would ever wake up and actually try to do anything other than basically survive in small little packs here and there. The majority of you guys, when I looking around, the majority of these people I'm seeing, they're all dead already. I mean, the physical act hasn't occurred, but they're essentially gone. And that leads me to my final little bit here. Once again, if you want to be a part of the network, get at me. I'm gonna put some stuff when I finally do this and go in and edit it. Put some links in the description. All right, but we have to build this network. You know, and we're not going to be. We're not pushing guns. We're not pushing drugs. We're not pushing sex slaves. We're not. No, this network has to be founded on a principle for preserving our culture and our life. And what I mean by our culture, I'm talking about at least the notion of freedom for everybody. At least the notion of that. Some cultures don't even have that. They're like, no, it's the king, it's this and this and blah blah blah, or it's this and this and this and this. All right. I'm talking about every human being has a right to exist. Every human being has a right to procreate. Every human being has a right to resources. What they do with said resources, it's entirely what they're capable of doing with their hands and using their imagination to create and using their ability to work together to achieve. This isn't can't be no more hungry hippo. Mine, mine, mine. It can't be because this type of ideals, this type of living, is what got us here to begin with. Literally, what got us here. So, if you think the old ways is good and it's working, well, fine. Disregard this little video. Stay your fucking course. If you don't think that the old ways was quite as perfect as people try to pretend them to be, and you want to try to reconfigure this thing so that we can actually one day not be talking on YouTube, but actually be talking to each other from the stars, perhaps even different dimension if rings theory is proven true and quantum mechanics can see that dream come true. But until then, dude, we're gonna have to deal with some fucking crazy fucks out here that hates freedom, they hate you, they hate me, they hate. We're gonna have to deal with these people because if we don't, the deal that they got planned for us, man, it would make the Nazis look like clowns at a fucking circus. It's like, wow, these boys didn't know what the fuck. This is, you want to get rid of people. This is how you do it, and they will do it. All right. So, I guess that being said, man, this has been a great day. Even though my main computer's fucking shot, I was victim of a hack attack, and then my children destroyed my microphone. My $140 blue microphone destroyed. It's just it has not been a pretty week, so I just threw my hands and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm not gonna do a video for a while." And today, so beautiful, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do a fucking video. There's I know there's people out there that want to hear what's really going on, but I do want to elaborate. Mars apparently is coming to life again, as if it is, but there's one buddy of mine who was a UFOologist said that he believed that there's basically a war going on. There's been a war going on literally since time immemorial, and they blew up one of their fucking stations up there. So that might be good news or it might be bad news. Who knows? I mean, if it's like good news, like boom, that's like the end of it, yes, and the war can come to an end. That's awesome. But if it's bad news, like boom, whoever shit they blew up, now a real fleet's gonna come and investigate, and they'll be fucking peeping out Mars, but then they'll see us over here chilling, like what the fuck these clowns doing, and fuck us up too. But such is such. I mean, I love listening to UFO stories. Do I internalize it all as truth? No, of course not. But I still find them quite interesting and fascinating. In the same way I find, Humpty Dumpty cool and shit like that. So, but there are some things that are true though. Apparently, if you do happen to look up in the night sky, I don't know what part of the world you're in, but like right now, all right, if you was out here at night, when we look over here, there will be a fucking star. It's like orange, but it's relatively big. Well, you basically go 10 stars over this way and then up. It's like a dim blue star. That is apparently the planet that everyone. Peace out, DT. All right, Cobra. I see ya. All right, but the thing is, guys, we are in this world. True enough. But we are not of this world. And that is also true. Now, this right here, this is of this world. This is in this world, and it's of this world. The fucking phone, this water. All right. Well, I got to go, guys. That's my cue. It's been cool talking to y'all. Join us this Friday. Jimmy Blakely, The Other Morning Show. I'm TruePowerIsMine. And this has been a special report.